This is a very nice loop hike out at Thumb Butte on the Pine Lakes Trail. We're going to start, here's the parking area at Thumb Butte parking lot. We're going to start out on trail number 316 and go up here about a quarter of a mile. The trail splits. 317, which actually comes in from this side, we go down this valley, down to the end, and then come back up the other side. So we're going down into a canyon here, back up the other side. A little bit of elevation gain, but not too much. This would comprise the loop part, okay? Because we end up back on 316, come back to the parking lot. In terms of length, this is about 3.3 miles total, and moderate, easy to moderate difficulty, I would say. On 316, about a quarter of a mile to where the trail splits. 317, going down the valley, maybe you can even read this here, it says 1.3 miles. Coming back up the other side on 316 again, 1.5 miles, and then another quarter mile back to the parking lot. Very pleasant hike. This is the main parking lot at Thumb Butte. As you can see, there's still a little bit of snow left here, even though things have been thawing for a few days. This is kind of like the north side of Thumb Butte and a lot of shade, so it's going to be a while before the snow is gone. You can see where they pushed it up here. Anyhow, we're going to go around this way to this other road to the trailhead for 316. You can see some seed dispersal taking place right now. When the wind blows, these little guys are blowing off of the cattails. A few at a time. There they go. We're at the trailhead now. Here's a view of Thumb Butte, and this is the restaurant that's on this loop road, and the trail starts right here. The sign is not in too good shape, but that says 316. The first trail that cuts off is 386, cuts off to the right here, and 386 goes over to 315. So it's just a connector trail between 316 and 315. We're going to stay on 316, going up this way, up to the ridge. We're at the point where 318 cuts off to the left. 318 is going to go that way and up over the ridge, and 316 is going to continue. But you can see on the trail sign here, we've come just a quarter of a mile. And 316 is called the Pine Lakes Trail. We're right up on the ridge now, and here's where the trail splits. 317 is going to go to the left and down the left-hand side of this little canyon, and 316 is going to go to the right and down the right-hand side. 317 really continues over this way to the Ridge Trail. So today we're going to take 317 down and then take 316 back up. So we'll go down one side of the canyon and back up the other. Pretty hike, very nice hike. We're getting down into the canyon a little ways, and it opens up some, and we get a spectacular view of the San Francisco peaks up north. Now the lenses here on my camera are not that great, but I'm going to zoom in anyhow, see what we come up with. It might get a little fuzzy, but anyhow, nice shot of San Francisco peaks. This is a nice viewpoint here. We're getting down toward the end of the valley, the canyon, and here's a view up the canyon. A few houses up on the ridge there, looking back up the canyon. We're going to be going up that side. Somewhere in there is a trail. Takes us back up to this saddle. And again, here's a view of Thumb Butte behind the ridge. Beautiful day for a hike. The sun's actually getting pretty warm. I may end up taking my sweatshirt off, even though the air is pretty cool. Just a lovely day. Here's another nice viewpoint overlooking the valley. And actually, we can look out towards Granite Dells this way. And then here's a view back up the canyon that we're going down. I would say we're about a mile now from the saddle going down the canyon, and things open up right here. Get a little view of Granite Mountain to the north. Here's where 317 bears to the left and goes on down the hill. And 316 goes to the right here. We're going to go up around the end of this knoll, which is not too far. And then, you can't see it here, of course, this is the knoll, but we're going to drop down the other side to the bottom of the canyon, cross the creek, and head on back up the other side. As you can see here, when we get to where the trail turns and starts heading back again, we get pretty close to some houses. Not real close, but pretty close to some houses. So we're going to go down here, drop down over the edge of this knoll, and then start heading back up the other side. Now we're down at the creek at the bottom of the canyon. Maybe not much of a creek, but there's some water flowing there. So it's here where we start our climb back out the other side, maybe about a mile till we get up to where the saddle is, where the trail split. We're just starting our climb back up out of the canyon. Just a very pleasant hike. We're still down in the bottom. This is the trail that we came from. And now we'll be following the creek for a ways and gradually climbing up out. And here we are back up to the saddle. It's kind of interesting from this side coming up. The saddle comes up pretty abruptly. You're looking for it and don't see it, and then all of a sudden there it is. So it's a pleasant sight. So from here we just go on down 316, about a quarter of a mile down to the parking lot. Excellent hike, beautiful day for a hike today.